Hello everybody. In A5 in particular, this is a video for your second English lesson. So yesterday you were looking at literary devices and you should have gone through the video that was in the link from Mr. Bloom teaching us all about those different literary devices, and you should have completed a table that took out when he said what a literary device was. For example, we did simile. It took out that, said what the meaning was, gave examples, and used it in a sentence. Now, you should have done that for every literary device that he had in there. So if you haven't, revisit that video, go through it again, and complete that table. Please send it to me either via Teams or email. If you're on the A5 team, if you go to the bar at the top, you can select the one that says file, and then you can go upload, and you can upload it in there. If you've already done some of it but you realise you haven't finished it, that's fine, don't worry. Go back and add some more to it and send it to me again. And the same for all of the work. When we've done schedules in maths, if you've only done part of a schedule, feel free to go back and revisit it and add to that schedule so you've got a complete schedule. And in fact, on Teams I've added you an assignment for maths for schedules, and I've given you an example to start filling in from to give you that more detail. You can use that one, or you can use what you've already got if you've done something that you think is better or does the job just as well. That's fine. And as I say, the same for English. Go back through that video. You go through and learn those literary devices, because we're going to be using them today. And once you've done the literary devices, I'm going to send you a link on Teams to another YouTube video that's a quiz that somebody else has put together on those literary devices. So the first thing in today's English lesson is to complete that quiz on literary devices. And then once you've done that, the next thing that you need to do is come back to this video and work through this piece of work with me quickly, see what I'm doing. And then I've set you an assignment for to complete, which is just to improve a paragraph I have written. So number one, complete the quiz on literary devices. Number two, watch this video. And number three, complete the assignment on Teams. Now I'm saying it like that because I'm just going to put it on the screen for you. There are the three tasks that you need to do. You can, at any point you want now, while that's on the screen, I'll put it above my head so you can remember it. You could pause the video now and you could take note of those three things so you know what to do. Complete the quiz that I'm going to attach to Teams. Watch the video that's here, that's me talking now, and then complete the assignment on Teams. As I say, you need to have done the yesterday's work first and completing the table all about literary devices from the other video. Right, okay, so if you've done the quiz, if you've watched up until this point, let's begin on the lesson. In your Teams, what I've done is I've set you an assignment, and it's just a paragraph, and I'm going to put it on the screen now. It's a paragraph that just looks like this. If I move over here, you'll still be able to see me. And this paragraph is one that I've written, and I want you to improve it. So it just says, Joshua went to the shop. He opened the door and walked in. He bought a bag of crisps. Then the floor shook. It was an earthquake. He hid under the shop counter until it stopped. When it stopped, he went home and felt a bit nervous. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to pick this apart and I want you to make it better. I want you to use imagery. I want you to use similes. I want you to use metaphors. I want you to use hyperbole. Everything that you've used from those literary devices. See if you can get them all in. So we'll have a little quick start, but I'm not going to go very far because I want you to use your imagination. So when it says at the beginning, Joshua went to the shop, could I say that, or could I make it better? Joshua leaped and jumped down the road as he no, Joshua leaped and jumped down the road on the way to the old corner shop. Full stop. He felt as strong as an ox, and wearing his favourite baseball cap. So we could change that, couldn't we? We could add some more. Wearing his favourite, what sort of baseball cap is it? Favourite blue Chelsea FC baseball cap. Full stop, comma. He felt like the king of the castle. There you go. So I've started to improve it. Now, I don't want to see what I've got in mine included in yours. I want your own. And I actually think to some extent you could do better than me when you sit down and you give it a bit of thought and you think about it more and you go back. So even now I've written this, I might then go back and actually go, am I happy with this? Can I add any more? What could I say about the road? So I've said Joshua leaped and jumped down the road. I've given an impression about Joshua, how he's doing it, but I haven't said anything about the road. What was the road like? Was it dark and dingy? Was it a cloudy day? Was the sun shining off the pavement, covering his eyes? All those sorts of things. And as I say, revisit the literary devices that you've got on that YouTube video. Use them for your benefit. Let me come back across. Use those for your benefit to add in things. And if you're not sure, just go back and play that video. Look at what Mr. Bloom is saying. Sing along to the song because it's quite catchy. And then see, actually, have I got one of those in there? Have I used imagery? Have I used a simile? Have I used a metaphor? Etc., etc. And then you can add that into your work somewhere. Find the right sentence. If you end up adding more and this ends up becoming a couple of paragraphs because you get to what he's done in the shop and then you decide the earthquake is the second paragraph and then him going home is the third paragraph, that is absolutely excellent. So top marks for this sort of work will be somebody that writes me back a page without actually adding more to the story. We don't want to know what Joshua did when he went home, but the person that can manage to turn this into a page and into several paragraphs, describing and adding information, adding feeling to their story, is going to get 3 bonus points because I think it's worth it. Now, this is really worth your effort, really, really worth you putting in the effort, because what is going to happen from tomorrow onwards is we're going to start to look at building our own stories, building up to taking our assessment. And last time when we did an assessment, some people did really well, but where everybody really struggled was in writing an extended story. So by able to take these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentences and turn them into 10, 12, 14 sentences, you'll start to be learning to extend your work and start to be getting up to those higher marks on that exam. So it's really worth practicing today. The other thing I'd like you to do, which isn't a task for today as such, but I would like you to gather some magazines, if you've got any magazines or catalogues, because what we're going to do is when we come back into our next lesson, we're going to start to be using some magazines or catalogues or both, or even just Google images in the end to build a mood board, because we're going to look at setting the scene for our story. And then next week I'm going to be asking you to write your stories and then improve your stories and improve your stories so that we're building a longer and longer story. but we'll go through that as we come. So you can start thinking about those ideas. But right now, would you get on to Teams and would you look up this assignment so that you can improve the text that I've given you? That would be really, really useful right now. So as a reminder, in Teams there is this text. I've saved it for you, and you can just go and add into that, send it back to me. You could, if you wanted, pick up some more and have some discussion on Teams. I'd love to see some of the things that you were suggesting. Also on Teams, let me know how you get on with the literary devices quiz. Tell me what you think about it. Let's give some examples. Well done everybody that connected today. I'll be keeping an eye out for connecting more. If you're seeing this YouTube video but you're not going on Teams or on email and then not doing the work, we will be keeping in touch. So come back and let us know, won't you? And do connect on Teams. Do the work that we're setting. It's great for those to see those that you connected today with us, and we'll be continuing to connect. Good luck, everybody. I'll see you again soon.